Well, very good evening once again, friends, and welcome to today's Satsang. And I wanted to start by saying a little bit about that second chant that we sang today, When Thy Song Flows Through Me. That has been certainly one of my favorite throughout the years. But it's a very interesting chant because, as you notice, I sang it a little bit different today, just reversing the order of the life is sweet and all that. And the first time I heard that was Jayaji doing that. Jayaji doesn't necessarily know that many chants, but somehow he learned this one, and also, I don't know if the right word to say is bothered to also learn it in this reverse way. And he at least said that Master would like to chant it that way sometimes. And I had to be honest. For me, it didn't come very natural to sing it in the opposite way. Death is sweet and life a dream, and so on and so forth. And, of course one can take it in different ways. I think as yogis we understand this because we try to see everything as coming from God, whatever is coming to our lives. One could also take it like, there is this particular person, back when we were in the Watunde in 2011 or so, that whenever they would fight with someone, they will go to the temple and start singing the chant, "In this world, Mother, no one can love me." And you could tell at that point, I believe, it seemed to me, that that person was singing it at that point because it was an emotional reaction to it. And in this chant we could also say, life is pointless, sorrow is sweet, life is pain, and we can go like that throughout life. But of course, the more we go on the path, and Jayaji could do, and all of us to some degree, to understand that unity, that all is Brahma, all is God, all comes from Him, and whatever He gives, we accept. It's like there's a story of Master with the monks that once, I think they were having some meal together or something, I suppose so, and some food fell on the ground, and the monk picked it up, and Master told him, "Don't eat that, because it's been on the ground." But then he paused, and being Master how he was, but if you say all is Brahma and you eat it, it's okay. Then you can eat it. And then the monk said, all is Brahma, and he ate it. But Swamiji, when telling that story, he made it a point also to say that in the presence of Master, that disciple could say all is Brahma and get that experience for whatever amount of time of that unity. Yes, even this food that's been dirty, I don't know where it fell because many of us, if it just falls for 1 second, we don't care. But this story of Master made me think if I should be a little more careful when those things happen. But in the presence of Master, he could perhaps feel that more strongly. There is another story of Master that you may know when he was a boy, that he was again in this very inward mode and saying, all is God. And he was with a friend, and he saw a pile of putrid rice on the floor, on the ground, and he was telling his friend, God is everywhere, even on that rice. And at that time, a cow came near the rice, and cows eat almost everything, but it smelled the rice and it just turned away right away. And Master said, I could eat that rice. And the friend, they are boys, and he said, if you eat that rice, I'll also eat the rice, thinking he was safe and he was being very pious perhaps. And Master said, he just went, got a scoop of rice, ate it all. And then the friend, knowing the mistake, he just started running away. But Master, he was a very fast runner, so he took also another scoop and he chased his friend and basically forced him to eat the rice because he had promised to do it. And the friend threw it all up because he was obviously not able to see of all being Brahma. But it's wonderful how throughout the years that we are on the path, the ups and downs of life, the more we meditate, the more we chant, we start to see to whatever degree that there is some more unity. I cannot see that unity, of course. In most cases, I cannot see it. But yet, slowly, you start to realize, things are not so important. So what if I'm sick? So what if people blame me? So what if, I'm still alive, I suppose, but so what if death were to come, right? It's one thing to say it, obviously, and then when you are at death's bed, then it's the real test to see if you are attached or not. But nevertheless, it's just so wonderful to see how that deeper understanding just keeps coming as long as we keep on going. Now, today I chose a few verses from chapter 11, and chapter 11 is when Krishna reveals himself to Arjuna, the divine vision. And I just picked something here that I don't know if it's worth sharing too much about, in the sense that you'll see. It's at the beginning, verse 1, it says, Arjuna said, "In your compassion you have revealed to me the secret wisdom of the self, and have thereby banished my delusion. O Lotus Eye Krishna, you have spoken extensively of the beginning and end of all beings, and of your eternal sovereignty. O Great One, you have declared yourself to me. I accept as true everything you have said. And yet, O Purushottama, I long to behold you for myself in your infinite form. O Master, Lord of Yogis, if you deem me fit, reveal to me your infinite self." So those are 1 to 4. And, I think also as the more we go on the path, we all feel that we have different bhavs that come to us, or we feel identified with different things. It's more easily seen to me with chanting. At certain times in your life, you will feel attracted more to one chant than to another chant. And I think that's maybe a little more of a tale of where, what perhaps kind of mood or period on the spiritual path you are going through. That particular devotee maybe felt that Mother, no one can love me. That was her particular bhav. But obviously they could also spiritualize that in order to transcend whatever they were going through. And I suppose that for me right now, I'm feeling more the devotion and simplicity of Arjuna asking this request so beautifully to Krishna, rather maybe than the answer that Krishna himself gave. And he starts by saying how, I understood what you say. He's been explaining for 10 chapters, so many things. And I understood and I accept whatever you have said. But now, show me. And I think at some point we all come to that. Again, it goes through periods in our life. Sometimes we are very interested in the, reading more, studying more. What has Master said? Our minds or beings are filled with, oh my God, he even spoke about this, and he ever gave guidance on that, and we feel thrilled by it. But at some point also we are, yes, I keep my reading, but show me. Help me experience some of all the things that you are giving me here. And if we don't ever come to that point, then we should reconsider a little bit our approach, because as we know, our path of Kriya, our path of yoga, is one of inner experience. And then Arjuna says, if you deem me fit, show yourself in your true form. And I like that, if you deem me fit, Arjuna in such humility asking Krishna in that particular way. And if we ask God or Master, if you deem me fit, give me samadhi, it's a very big thing to ask, and we may not even feel like we can even ask that yet. But why not? Why not? How do we know how fit we are? Yes, we know to some degree that we are not in Sarvikalpa Samadhi or Nirvikalpa Samadhi, so yes, there is some ways to go. But who are we to say what Master can give us or not, as long as we are sincerely asking? Once there is somebody asked Swamiji a very, very valid question. They said, for me, who can't even concentrate, what hope is there for samadhi? And do you feel that way sometimes? We talk, our path is so high. Master Swamiji has told us to aim for nirvikalpa samadhi, but yet we struggle with Hong So. Who can do Hong So for 5 minutes with complete concentration, right? I know some people can, I can't, but in this start thinking, what hope? Why would I even ask these things of Master if I cannot even concentrate for 5 minutes? And I don't remember exactly what was Swamiji's answer, but he didn't go into oh yes, there's no hope for you. And we know Swamiji would never answer questions that way. He started going, a little bit on, yes, how to help you develop concentration. But if you see the way that Swamiji and Master would always answer these questions was by giving us a solution and by giving us hope. And I think that's one of the greatest things that, of course, Krishna and our masters have given us is hope. That we too, unseemingly as it may seem right now, with all our faults and imperfections, there is still hope for each one of us to reach what Arjuna reached, to have that vision that Arjuna himself had, because he asked. Because he was not living in this consciousness I'm a warrior, I have been doing all these things, I have done maybe some mistakes here and there, how can I ask the Lord for this? And then later on, he actually goes to apologize to Krishna, saying, if I ever treated you lightly because we were, cousins and this and that, forgive me and all that. But again, why do they give us hope? Because, they know we need it. If not, we will never try. But that is the way of the spiritual path, to always remain in hope. Not in hope in hope that I know if I never give up, if I keep doing my practices, if I keep giving myself to God, something will happen, I don't know if it will be samadhi as I expect it. Maybe it will be when I pass away, that will be the last veil to overcome. I really don't know. But I know if I keep going, something will come. Our gurus have promised us that. And that's why I believe, if you see, in so many talks, Swamiji would emphasize over and over again, never tell yourself that you are a sinner. A saint is a sinner who never gave up. And I think this is something we had to keep in mind over and over again. Because what happens? Distractions come. The phone is there, the Instagram is there, whatever is there, YouTube. So many ways to get distracted. So many ways to be off tune, really. And yet, if we resolutely, from our hearts, every time we say, oh, darn it, I blew it again, I spent 3 hours on my computer watching movies or Netflix or whatever it may be, no matter, Master, I give it to you, we'll try again in the morning or right now or whatever it may be. The more that we do this, the more that we will actually be able to do. And I have found also that, for me at least, whenever there's a particular delusion, the more I remember to bring Master into my delusion, the more easily I can overcome it. Remember, there's a story that there was a boy in Ranchi who used to smoke. And Master could have very easily told this boy, no, that's not good for your lungs, this is not smoking area, I'm sorry, you cannot smoke. What did Master tell him? He said, very well, whenever you want to smoke, you come and smoke in front of me. And he didn't say no to the boy, he just gave him this condition, and maybe the boy did it once or twice, but then he stopped altogether. And I guess maybe he was feeling shameful of doing it in front of the guru, but also it could be that by actually doing what the guru said, I don't know if he considered him his guru, but he was his teacher for sure, he was actually opening himself to what the guru had said. And probably the guru could work through him in that way. I'm sure there was the aspect of shame as well, but let's just stay with the positive. And it so happens with us as well. If you have a bad habit or a bad desire, and you say, Master, say, okay, well, if habit is compelling you to do it, so be it, but you do it in front of me. Then you will see that it's much more easy to let go of things and to, I cannot say spiritualize them, but at least bring a spiritual element to them. So that again, this hope of overcoming, this hope of having this divine vision that Arjuna had, can come to us. So in the end, I think why I like these verses so much is that Arjuna is reminding us, always have that humility and ask God, why not? Do your own technique and ask Divine Mother, I want to be in tune with you. Give me Om Samadhi, or let me at least hear the bumblebee, or whatever it may be. Ask the techniques themselves. Ask Hong So. Master told me you are the technique of super concentration. Show it to me. I really cannot feel it. And you will see that if, like Arjuna, we come like that, with an open heart to the techniques, to the Guru, through working through our desires, whatever it may be, then hope is there. And we never know. We really never know when they will decide to reveal themselves. It's actually amazing. Whenever that restlessness of the mind goes out a little bit, and you actually try to feel God's presence in something or the other, you will see there are some hints, always there. Some of that smriti that we talk about is always there. So with that, let us just keep on going like Arjuna, keep on asking God to help us, uplift all these qualities, to help us reveal Himself in whatever way He deems, through sickness, through blame, it really doesn't matter. But let us try more and more to see Him, her, behind everything.